What's up, everybody? Welcome to the dungeon. I'm about to do your weekly tarot reading. What I will be doing is I will be pulling one card for each zodiac sign, one for the general energy and one for the general love energy, because everybody wants to know about love, but not everybody has love in their life. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Alright, we are going to start off with Aries. What is going on with Aries over the next week? What kind of energy will Aries encounter over the next week? What is going on with Aries? Aries, you have the King of Wands, so very fiery energy. And you may be very fiery. You may be quick to react to things, possibly even quick to anger. You may also be very hard-headed right now. You know what you want. You know how you want it to happen, and you want it to go your way. And if anybody says anything else, well, they can go on somewhere else. You'll find somebody else to work with. You'll find another way to make this happen. Even if it's like you're not finding someone else to work with, you'll find a different way to make this happen. You don't necessarily need other people to help you. Now, it would be beneficial. You are definitely in a state of mind where you are wanting to, delegate's the right word, but basically give out jobs to various people. You do this, you do this, you do this, and then we'll bring it all together in the end. You could definitely get some really good things done with that attitude. But if you carry it too far and become a control freak, that can definitely blow up in your face. So beware of that. Alright, let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Aries' love life? It's too many. I just need one card. Let's see what's going on with Aries this week. What is going on in Aries' love life over the next week? Okay, we have the Empress. So you may be meeting somebody new. Perhaps you are at the beginning of getting to know somebody, starting to date, working on nurturing this relationship. Others of you who are already committed, you may come to find out that you are pregnant, or you may be trying to get pregnant. I feel like that is very highly likely. And if you are not trying to get pregnant, if you do not want to get pregnant, definitely take the necessary precautions, because the combination of the King of Wands and the Empress screams baby making. So just take necessary precautions if you do not want to procreate. Now, for some of you guys, you may have been trying to reconnect with a partner in a relationship, but it doesn't seem to be working out as well as you would like it to. So it's like you're trying to enter into a new phase, start fresh, but things are off to a rocky start. There could be some miscommunication going on, and I think that maybe you might need to step back and try not to react so quickly to whatever's going on. You need to take time to let it marinate inside your mind before you react, because you could end up doing something that you regret. So just keep that in mind. Let's move on to Taurus. Oh, I just remembered the banners. Oh my gosh, how can I forget? There we go. All right, what is going on with Taurus over the next week? What kind of energy will Taurus encounter over the next week? What is going on with my Taurus? Taurus, you have the Two of Swords. So you are in a place of indecision, right now, you're not really sure how you want to handle the situation. You may find yourself involved in a scenario where there has been some sort of conflict or a severance of some sort, and perhaps there needs to be a conversation for the situation to be reconciled. But it's not happening because you don't really know how to word things. You don't really know what to say to kind of bring things back to a neutral place, to where there can be like effective communication about what's going on and productivity in regards to it. So you may be kind of paralyzed by fear at this point. But you know, you're not completely paralyzed, because you can use your mind trying to figure this out. And that's what you're going to be doing. You're trying to figure out how you're going to handle this situation. Like, how am I going to address this? How am I going to say this? What can I say? All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Taurus. What's going on in Taurus's love life over the next week? What is up with Taurus? All right, Taurus, we have the Hermit card. So you are a bit withdrawn right now. Whether you are single or in a relationship, you're kind of keeping to yourself. You don't really want to deal with very many people right now. You have a lot on your mind. Perhaps there has been a situation with somebody you were seeing, that's basically what I just described, where something may have occurred. Perhaps there was an argument of some sort, and you want to talk to this person, but you don't really know what to say. You don't really know how to say it. You don't know how to address it and come to it. And so right now you're just thinking. You're thinking a lot about it, and thinking a lot about, hey, how am I going to say this? How can I address this? Because it's so important to you. You have to. You can't just like let it be. Although you're inclined to. I think you're inclined to just be like, fuck it, and walk away. But there's something in you that can't. And you are trying to take the time to figure out what that is. So in order for you to get a good idea of what that is, you have to kind of separate yourself from other people, so you can focus on you and your perception, how you feel, and all that stuff. If you were single, you are really messed up about past relationships, and just trying to work through the struggles that remain, you know, all the negative feelings that you are struggling with in the aftermath of this particular relationship, or just your love life in general. You know, you're just trying to figure out, like, okay, things just keep not working out. What is it? Like, is it something I'm doing? Is it like something about the partners I am choosing? So you're kind of taking time to yourself to really look at how you contribute to the negative things that happen in your love life, and how you can address them, either in the current relationship or one in the future, because the feeling, you're still going to be carrying these feelings in the future. So yeah, buddy. Moving on to Gemini. It's just stuff you gotta go through. We all have our stuff to go through. Let's see what's going on with Gemini this week. What is up, my gems? What's going on with Gemini over the next week? What kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? All right, we have the Fool. Okay, Gemini, so right now you don't really know what you want. You don't really know how you're going to get it, because how can you know how you're going to get it if you don't even know what you want? So you're trying to figure that out. Perhaps you've been presented with an opportunity that is very uncertain. You would have to kind of take a leap of faith going into this opportunity. There's no predicting how it will turn out. And so you may be trying to decide whether or not it's worth the risk, because there is risk here. There is risk involved, but you may be leaning towards it being worth the risk, because why not? Let's try it. Let's see what's gonna happen, right? Let's see what's gonna happen. Let's take the risk, and worst could happen is that it doesn't work out, and then we'll figure that out then. I don't know. I think you're feeling saucy. I think you're feeling adventurous, and kind of just open to what life has to offer. Although there could be this hesitance that you have, I think overall you're just kind of open to anything at this point in your life. I think that where you are now is stifling you. You need something new. You need a different environment, and this involves taking a risk. So you may be, I don't know, applying for jobs or moving, just doing something suddenly and randomly that people do not expect and that you didn't even expect of yourself. It's like you really are jumping out there with no parachute, free falling. All right. And look, let's be real. Some of you may fall on your face. It happens. You gotta crawl before you can walk. So, I mean, it happens. You live and you learn. At least you're living. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Gemini. What's going on in Gemini's love life over the next week? Let's see. Okay. Gemini, you have the Five of Pentacles. So, with the Five of Pentacles, you may be feeling very, very lonely. You may have a bit of a woe is me attitude, just kind of thinking about everything that you lack in your love life, whether you are in a relationship or not, because you can be in a relationship with somebody and still be lacking majorly. So right now you kind of feel like you're going without some things, be it actually being with somebody or not getting the type of affection that makes you feel loved, makes you feel like your partner is present with you, even if they are sitting there, they're like not present with you. You may be feeling very rejected if you are actually in a relationship by your partner, or neglected. If not, if you're not with anybody, you may be trying to meet people, and in order to do that, you got to take a risk to put yourself out there. You could potentially be rejected, and so you have this fear of that. But at the same time, I think that you are in a place where you're okay if that does happen. Like, it's like you don't want to be rejected. You really feel like you don't have a lot going on in your love life. And if you are dealing with somebody who makes you feel like lonely or rejected or whatever, it's not bothering you too much, because you're kind of like, whatever, I'm going to live my life anyways. And that's actually a good vibe to have. It's good for you to like stay focused on what it is that you want to achieve from life, and not let your relationship status drag you down. Like, okay, that's not working out, but I'm gonna live my life anyway. Like, I'm not gonna stop living my life. I'm not gonna roll over and die because it's not working out. I'm still gonna end up putting my heart out there again. But in the meantime, I'm doing good handling my business, because you're not only taking risks in your love life, you're taking risks in life in general, both major and small. So I think right now you are living quite dangerously, Gemini. And I'll leave it right there. Let's see. Moving on to Cancer. Let's see what is going on with Cancer over the next week. What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? What's going on with Cancer over the next week? What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? Okay, Cancer, we have the Ten of Cups. So right now, you're feeling good. I think you're feeling good. I think you're feeling good with your life, no matter where you are. You're in a place of satisfaction. And even if you are not completely satisfied with where you are in the moment, you know where you want to go and where you want to be, and you are taking steps in the moment to bring that into reality in the future. So even if you don't have everything you want in life right now, you know what you want and you're taking steps to get it and to get there, to achieve what it is that you desire. So, I mean, in order to do that, you know what you want. So those of you who maybe have been struggling with a bit of confusion in regards to this, it's going to become more clear. You're going to have more direction this week on which path you should take moving forward. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Cancer. What is going on in Cancer's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Cancer encounter? I can't believe my reading's so late, you guys. Late in the week, that is. Alright, we have the Justice card in regards to your love life. So you may be making some big decisions in that area. Deciding to be with somebody, deciding not to be with somebody. So this could be the start of a relationship or the ending of one. You could be making some major decisions about life in general with your partner, such as like moving, signing a lease, etc., etc. There are big changes going on in your love life, even if it doesn't seem that way, even if it's just like beneath the surface. There's something changing inside of you, and it's going to echo out into all your relationships, including your love life. And with some of you, yeah, there actually may be an engagement, or perhaps even like a wedding going on. It definitely reads that energy. But it is primarily screaming, okay, this is what I want. So you're making a choice about what you want in your love life, regardless of whether it's positive and ends with wedding bells or ends with you like in a cab going the other direction, you know? Either way, you're figuring it out, you're making that choice and decision now. Moving on to my Leos. Let's see what's going on with Leo. What's going on with Leo over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter over the next week? What is going on with Leo? Okay, we have the Nine of Wands. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff that is on your mind. It's weighing heavy on your mind, and you wish it wouldn't. So there are a lot of things that are creeping in you feel like they're trying to bring you down, or they're things that will bring you down. And so you're really fighting off these thoughts that are creeping inside your mind. You know, it may seem like right now there's constant, everything's going wrong. Like perhaps you were making some really good progress, and then all of a sudden just one thing after another seems to fall apart, and it's really hard for you to not get into a negative state of mind in regards to this, but you're trying really, really hard. Like you don't want to let the situation bring you down, you know. So I think that some of you are pretty much, you're doing a battle inside your mind. Perhaps even, you know, inside your mind against things that are external. So it's like you're really trying hard to hold it together, to keep it together. And I think that you are doing a great job. I think that there has been a lot of progress that has been made. This may just be a little setback, and you will be able to get through this. You will be able to get through this fog. Just don't abandon ship. I think this is just like a setback for you, okay? Now let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Leo's love life over the next week? Leo, you have the Two of Pentacles. So with the Two of Pentacles, you may be having a lot of confusion in regards to your love life, perhaps whether or not you want to be with somebody or who you want to be with. It's quite possible that you are speaking to or have, you know, something going on with more than one person, and you're doing everything you can to like tend to all the fires. You know, you're trying to make sure everybody gets an equal amount of attention, because you're not really sure what you want. And so right now you kind of want to continue to explore your options simultaneously. For some of you, there are others of you, like perhaps you have already been in a relationship for quite some time, and things have kind of been up and down, and so you're really at a point where it's like, I either need to stay or go. Should I stay or should I go? And that's basically, you're weighing all your options. You're trying to figure out what is the best option for you moving forward. I think that this is a situation that could potentially be affecting your state of mind in a negative way, and you definitely need to take that into consideration, because sometimes other people have more influence over how we feel about ourselves than we realize, and you may be involved in a situation where you're with somebody who kind of makes you feel bad about yourself, but not like overtly. There's just like all these little things that over time they make you feel bad about yourself. And this may be something that you're starting to realize, like, okay, when I listen to this person and I take everything that they say super personally into heart, like I end up feeling really, really bad about myself. Like things just end up going bad. And it's not necessarily this person's fault. It's the way you begin to think. It's your inner dialogue starts to shift, and you don't even realize it until you're struggling with it, you know? So yeah, basically trying to make a decision, should I stay or should I go? Or which one should I stay with? But be careful when you're exploring multiple options simultaneously, because you may find that being too greedy will lead to you not having anybody at all. And I am going to move on that note. We'll move on to Virgo. Alright, let's see what's going on with Virgo. What is up with Virgo over the next week? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? What is going on with Virgo? Virgo, you have the Empress. So, there may be a lot of new projects you begin working on over the next week. You know, these are things that you're pretty excited about. I think it has been going on inside your mind, brewing, if you will, inside your mind for quite some time, and you're finally starting to manifest these things. It's very, very exciting for you. Very, very exciting for you. Some of you are entering into new phases in your life, and you're feeling really good about this. It's like it is legitimately a new phase in your life. You know, we all go through different stages and cycles. We're different people at different times based upon our experiences and our interpretations of those experiences and whatnot. And this is basically a start of a new period for you, Virgo. So it's kind of exciting, you know. Even if you don't realize that that's what's going on, you feel this sense of, it's funny, I wanted to say almost childlike wonder. You're just kind of like thinking about all the possibilities, you know, anything's possible. Very, very, very optimistic, Virgo. So I don't know, for some reason, I feel like you are feeling very loving and very affectionate and kind to anybody around you. Very generous with the way you feel and how you react to people. Kind of like a very chill and peaceful vibe, which is, I don't know, it's interesting. It seems like a good vibe to be in. Some of you may be really looking out for other people. Maybe if like you're not an actual mother, perhaps like if you're an aunt, or you know, possibly even a school teacher or whatever. Like you are really focused on looking after children. That sounds a little creepy. I don't mean it like that, but I mean just kind of like you may just have this appreciation for youth and for children that you don't typically have. Just kind of the way life is inside a child's mind before the world comes in and, you know, messes it up. It's something that you are appreciating more. So you're appreciating childlike wonder. And like say if you have friends that have kids or whatever, when you're visiting them, you may be like talking to the kids a little bit more. Or the kids seem really, really drawn to you. And it's just because they're in that vibe and you're actually in that vibe. That's why you're connecting with it. So it's kind of, this is really cool energy, Virgo. Okay, so those of you who are fertile myrtles, if you are not trying to have kids or get pregnant, definitely use protection. I gotta put that out there. You may be finding out you're pregnant or somebody you know is. Either way, this is a time of new beginnings, be it in your life or the people around you. I think primarily in yours, things may have a difficult time starting out in some situations, but once it gets going, it's going to get going. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Virgo. What is going on in Virgo's love life over the next week? We have the Page of Wands. So you have this very light and playful energy, very flirty. So, you know, if you are single, you may be, you know, flirting with multiple people, however, there's so many different ways. You could have a text chain, you could have a few different dating apps. Oh my goodness. A few? More than one? Ugh, gotta keep your options open, right? But I mean, that's kind of like the mood you're in. You're in the mood to meet new people and be flirty and not really take anything too seriously right now. You're just trying to have fun because you are seeing life lighter. You're seeing it in a different way, and you're not taking it as seriously as you have been. So if you are single, anybody you may have an encounter with at this point, you're not necessarily taking it too seriously. You're just being flirty. Um, you're just trying to have fun, you know. But be careful, you might make somebody fall in love with you without even trying. Just saying. Don't get involved in something that you can't finish. Like, don't even waste each other's time with that. But if it's like say if you do meet somebody and y'all have, you know, a connection, definitely be clear about how serious you're taking it. Like if this is something you want to take serious or lightly, keep that communication open. It'll make things easier. Like say if you want just a fling or whatever, just let it be known. It'll make things easier than just like talking to somebody and then like getting to that point and then like ghosting or whatnot. That creates a lot of negativity. Just be honest, be real. All right. Okay. Let's move on to Libra. Let's see what's going on with Libra. What is going on with Libra over the next week? What's this leave? Okay, Libra, you have the Hanged Man. So there are some things that you have been trying to get going, things you've been trying to get accomplished, and it's just not moving along as quickly as possible, if at all. And that can be very, very frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating. But this is happening for a reason. Like, this is going to give you time to really think about different things, and you need that time because you've been acting a little bit, I feel, rashly. Like, you've been wanting things to happen very quickly, and you need to slow down. So life's going to slow it down for you. You're going to be in a situation where you have no choice but to, like, wait, I guess. Like, you got to wait it out before any action can be taken, before any action is taken. You're in a period where you're kind of stuck. But it's not as useless as you may think, because this is actually time that you need to really think about this situation. Like, really think about this. Really think about what's going on in your life and get an idea of the direction you need to go in. This is at a stalemate, so you can really think about it. There is something about the situation that you're not seeing, and you need to look at it from a different angle. And until you see it from that angle, you are going to kind of be stuck. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Libra. What is going on in Libra's love life over the next week? What kind of energy will Libra encounter in their love life over the next week? Libra, you have the Emperor. So some of you may be deciding to commit to your partner. You really want to start a family. You really want to start a life together. So that is something that you could be working on. If you are already in a relationship, you may be kind of like working on laying a foundation of taking it to the next level. Like, say if you're dating, maybe you're kind of saving money so that you can move into a house together, or, you know, just kind of take things to the next level. But again, I do think the hangman energy here will have influence over things, so it's not going to happen as quickly as you would like it to, and that is probably going to, excuse me, be very, very frustrating to you because you don't have control of it. You don't have control, and you don't like that feeling. You don't like not knowing what's going to go on, you know. But be careful with this because it could cause problems in a relationship. Like, say if you are speaking to someone, seeing someone, but you can't actually be around them for some reason. You may be like acting paranoid and controlling and possessive, and these are like negative feelings to have. These are going to bring negative things to a relationship. So it's just not healthy. It's not healthy to be possessive of your partner. You know, it's one thing to be like, okay, that's my partner. It's another to like cause drama over things. And I think that with some situations, it may get to that point, and it's because like things aren't happening the way you want them to. Things aren't moving along the way you would like them to, and it's just extremely frustrating. But you have to ask yourself why at this point, because that's what this hangman energy is asking you to do. It's not working. It's not moving forward. Why? Why isn't this working? Why isn't it moving forward? You know, why? Now's the time to figure that out. This controlling behavior could actually be something that you've had issues with over time. Like, this has been an issue in all your relationships. So I think it's something that you really need to check, and that you don't realize that you need to check. Like, I think maybe you don't realize how possessive and controlling you can be sometimes, and you really need to let go, because it's just, you can't dictate other people's lives. You can't. You can try, but it's going to blow up in your face. Be it now or later on down the road, it will blow up in your face. So loosen up, lighten up, and just go with the flow. Even though right now the flow's not going anywhere, eventually it will. Right now, take this time of inaction, of things not moving forward as quickly as you would like to really think about the situation, because that's what this time is calling you to do. You need to stop and think about what's going on here. You need to stop. There's a reason it's not moving forward. You need to stop and think about this, okay? Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with our Scorpios. What is going on with Scorpio? What kind of energy will Scorpio encounter over the next week? What is going on with Scorpio? Get a card for Scorpio. Let's see what's going on with them over the next week. What's going on with Scorpio? Ooh, excuse me. We have the Knight of Cups. So I feel like you are feeling very adventurous. You want to go out, you want to have fun with your family, with your friends, loved ones, you know, you want to enjoy life right now. You don't want to take anything too seriously. Which could be frustrating when you're put in a situation where you have to. So, like, if you are put in any like tense situations, you may be trying to get out of there as soon as possible. You just don't want to deal with any major life decisions right now. You just want to relax. You just want to enjoy the moment. You just want to enjoy life. It's a good place to be, I think. Because it's like, I don't think right now that even if something gets you down, it's not going to keep you down, really, because you're just feeling, I guess, so optimistic about life in general. You know, you can appreciate the good in life, even when the shit is happening, even when the shit is hitting the fan. Let's see what's going on in the Scorpio's love life over the next week. What is going on with Scorpio over the next week? What kind of energy will Scorpio encounter? Scorpio, you have the King of Pentacles. I need a cough drop, my throat hurts. Anyway, so with the King of Pentacles here, I really think that if you are already in an established relationship, you are basically working to expand your empire, if you will. This could be, you know, just in terms of like property, or in terms of like family and property. So maybe buying a new home because you got your wifey pregnant, or maybe she's not your wifey, but you got someone pregnant. So perhaps you're working on either providing a home, or you're moving into a home. You know, it's something that you're very focused on. You're very focused on providing for your partner and your partner's offspring, be it by you or the other person or somebody else. Either way, whether you are the direct parent or step parent, you're still, you know, your partner, their kids come with it. So it's like you're looking out for your partner and you're looking out for their kids too. Family is very important to you right now. Again, you're not trying to take anything too seriously. You are definitely feeling loving and affectionate towards your partner. Very nurturing, you know. And you just got your eye on the prize. Very focused on taking care of and providing for your family. Focused on work and just enjoying life. And I feel like it's as simple and as basic as that this week. You know, because even if you are struggling in these areas, you are still finding a way to kind of be optimistic about things and still have a good time. So these are good vibes, Scorpio. Very good vibes. I dig it. Let's see what's going on with Saggy. What's going on with Sagittarius over the next week? What kind of energy will Sagittarius encounter over the next week? Sagittarius, you have the Page of Cups here. So you're feeling very talkative. Imagine you talkative. And almost, you're just really trying to enjoy life, similar to Scorpio. You don't want to take anything too seriously. You want to have fun. You're feeling very playful in the way that you are communicating with people. Just trying to be very lighthearted. If other people are in a funk, you're trying to cheer them up. You know, you're just really feeling good about yourself and about life, and you want to spread the goodness around. So since you're feeling good, if you see somebody feeling bad, you want to make them feel good. So you may be doing things to make them feel good, be it acting silly, or, you know, maybe going out for coffee or something like that. I think that the acting silly is going to be a huge part of it because you're really good at it. So I think that a lot of this week is actually going to be about entertaining other people or making other people happy. It's going to make you feel happy to do that. Like it's going to make you feel good about yourself. You are having a lot of new ideas at this time. It would be beneficial to journal, write it all down, because it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming, and it'll be hard to remember it all because it's so much. So write it down, because they're all good ideas. They're all good ideas. Journaling can be very beneficial to you right now, especially if you got a lot on your mind, you got a lot you want to say, but you have nobody to say it to a piece of paper, okay? Plus, there's like some sort of satisfaction that you get from like using a pen and a paper that you just don't get from typing. And journaling, yeah, it definitely helps out a lot. But yeah, you are going to be a chatterbox this week. Definitely a chatterbox. And you know, of course, there will be plenty of times that you're being a smartass, but it's all in good fun. That's how you feel about it right now. It's all in good fun. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Sagittarius's love life over the next week? Oh yeah, we have the Page of Pentacles. So we have 2 pages, and that just kind of, it just screams this childlike exuberance, just very, very playful. So definitely got this playful energy in both life in general, but also in your love life. But you're more serious about it in regards to your love life because it's your partner, okay? You may be discussing things with them about how you want to move forward in your relationship, which direction you want to go in, etc., etc. Deciding whether or not you want to deepen this commitment or, go your separate ways or whatever. Even if it is decided that you will go separate ways, I think it will be amicable. Like, I think you and this person are going to be good. Even if there are disagreements, you're still going to be good. You'll be on good terms anyway. So this is kind of, with some people, this is definitely unconditional love, because it's like no matter what happens, like, that person is still going to love you. And stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff happens. And this could be somebody that, cares more about your well-being than the trouble you get into. Because maybe you are very childlike and your partner is having to look after you because you're always getting into something. Always getting into something. So be a little careful, okay? Don't be too careless. Enjoy life, but don't be too careless, okay? All right, let's move on. I feel like, Sagittarius, whether you have a relationship or not, you are just going to be very optimistic this week. All right, let's see what's going on with Capricorn. What is up with Capricorn over the next week? Kind of energy will Capricorn encounter over the next week? Capricorn, you have the Four of Swords. So you're kind of going to be keeping to yourself. You're not really about talking to a bunch of people right now. You don't really want to deal with any more people than you have to. Right now you have a lot on your mind about things that have been bothering you for quite some time, and you're trying to work through these things. You're trying to work on healing, and you can't really do that when you are around other people all the time. So you are trying to isolate yourself a bit so that you can work on this, because it's not something other people can help you with. And if anything, other people just confuse you more, you know. Let's see what's going on in your love life, Capricorn. I feel like in some situations, some of you guys are feeling heartbroken, but there is a truth that you have to face here. There's a reality that you have to face here, and it may be painful, but once you're able to face this reality, you will truly begin to heal. Let's see what's going on in your love life. Start with Capricorn. Very interesting. You got the Four of Swords again. So, wow. This is definitely take a time out. If you are not doing it already, you are being ordered to do so. You know, the Four of Swords is about healing. It's about rest. You need to rest. You need to rest so your body can heal. Even if you feel like you're not struggling with anything emotionally, well, something's going on physically. Okay, and you need to rest your mind, you need to rest your body, and you need to rest your soul. You're exhausted, and you need to give yourself time to recover. You need to, because it's really going to be detrimental to your health long term if you do not give yourself this time. You need to make it happen. Like, there's just no other. You need this time to yourself to work on healing. It's absolutely necessary right now. If this is not something that you are actively doing at this moment, it's going to continue to come up and continue to cause problems until you do take this time. Well then, work on yourself. Work on taking care of yourself, Capricorn. Mind, body, and soul. See what's going on with my Aquarians. What is up, Aquarius? What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week? Energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week? We have the Seven of Cups. So you have a bunch of different ideas, and you have a bunch of different options, and you're not entirely sure where to start, because they all seem good. They all seem as if, you know, you could benefit from every one. But I think that in some instances this is an illusion. In some instances it looks like you could benefit from this decision, but you actually don't. You actually, like, backtrack. You actually lose out. So you've got to be careful what you choose. Be very careful about this, because something can look good on the outside and be rotten on the inside. So definitely carefully consider these options. Be sure that you're seeing what's really there and not what you want to see. Because some of you may also be spending a lot of time daydreaming and fantasizing, and you could get really caught up in these fantasies to the point where it's like all you can think about, and you lose yourself there. And that's not something you can really do, because you gotta stay present in life to live life. So, but I think you really want to get caught up in these daydreams. You know, you want to be distracted. It feels better in your daydreams. I get it. But you be careful getting too dreamy, because you'll lose sight of reality. And you need to keep your eye on reality, because reality is reality, and you have to function in reality. Okay? Now, let's see what's going on in your love life, Aquarius. What's going on in Aquarius's love life over the next week? What's going on with Aquarius? Okay, we have Justice. So it's time to make a decision about a person or a relationship. Should I stay or should I go? Again, you may have multiple people, you may have multiple choices here, but just kind of be careful, because what looks good on the outside may not be so good on the inside, and you may miss out on something that is truly special, someone you truly connect with, because of being judgmental of their external appearance. So just be very, very careful not to make a decision that you're going to regret later. But yeah, it's time to decide whether or not you're going to commit further to somebody, or, sever ties. There are a lot of choices that need to be made, both with and without your partner. So maybe you have to make a choice about the relationship. Maybe you guys need to make a decision together. Maybe, like, say you're moving and you have to make a decision about a house or location. There's a lot of things to be worked out right now, and it's not a time to get caught up in fantasies. It's not a time to do that. It's time to focus on reality. And so it's definitely important for you to be able to recognize the difference between the two. And that can be a little bit difficult this week, but it's about figuring it out. This week is about figuring that out. All right, let's move on to Pisces. Last but not least, my patient Pisces. All right, what's going on with Pisces over the next week? What kind of energy will Pisces encounter over the next week? What's going on with Pisces? Okay, we have the 8 of Swords. So right now you are feeling trapped, you are feeling like you are in prison, you're feeling like you can't really do anything about your situation, that you can't really change it. And perhaps with some of you guys, you truly do have no control over your current situations. But with some of you, there is something that you can do about things that you're not seeing, or you're not recognizing or even appreciating how it could affect change on the current situation. You may be blinded by everything in front of you, everything around you, and unable to really receive the information that is trying to come through to you. In some senses, you are imprisoning yourself. For some of you, this cage you feel trapped in, you have put it there. And so until you are able to realize and recognize that, you're not going to be able to get out of it. You are going to continue to feel trapped. Even though this is, with some of you guys, self-imposed, this is still a good time to figure out what's going on inside your mind. Any period of time where things are not moving forward the way you would like them to is a period of time that you should take to really think about what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're going after in life, and what you want from life, and if this is the path you need to take to get there. All right, let's see what's going on in your love life, Pisces. What's going on in Pisces' love life over the next week? What's going on with Pisces over the next week? Okay, you have the Four of Cups. You're not really feeling too great about your love life. You're jaded. Even if somebody is into you, you don't really care. It doesn't really matter. You're hung up on something else. Nothing is ever good enough. You know, if you are dating somebody, they're just there for somebody to be there. You're not really in love with them. Um, you just may not want to be alone, but it's like what they're offering you, you don't want it. And if you do want it, you want it from somebody else, not them. So right now, you are pretty dissatisfied with your love life, whether you are with somebody or not. You're very apathetic to the situation. Um, and, well, you feel trapped in this situation. You feel like it's not going to change. And so you have this very woe is me attitude of like, it doesn't matter. No, that's not what I want, but it doesn't matter whether I get what I want anyways, because it just doesn't matter. It's not enough. It's never going to be enough. So we are in a funk this week, Pisces. It's going to be a very difficult week, and it's looking like it's self-imposed. So lighten up on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, because that's getting in the way of you seeing what is holding you back. Okay? The self-deprecation bullshit has got to stop. It's not making the situation any better. If anything, it's making it worse. Okay? If you really do feel so shitty about yourself and your relationship, work to change it. Don't just sit there and cry. Work to change it. Okay, if you need to cry, cry. Yeah, it's okay to cry, but do something about it instead of just continuing to just be there and like, oh, I'm miserable, this never works out, yada yada. Okay, well, remove yourself from the situation. If you're gonna be in that mindset and whatnot, anyways, why are like don't bring somebody down with you. You're just gonna be battling some pretty rough feelings this week, Pisces, but I know you'll get through it. We all have our moments, we all have our days, and we all have our weeks and maybe even months, depending on what's going on. So don't get hard on yourself. Nobody should ever get too hard on themselves about these feelings, because everything comes in cycles. You may feel this way now, but it's not going to be this way forever. Okay, so those are your readings for the next week. I hope they resonate for accuracy purposes, and I will see you guys again next week. All right, bye.